Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, this is Anonymous Voices, where we share stories, experiences and lifestyle. Let's quickly recap our last story. Nsa had a child with her estranged boyfriend Jones. She kept it a secret from her husband Akban. He got to know about it, and this revelation shook the very foundations of their marriage. So I would say that marriage is a delicate institution, and people who are in it or intend to go into it should do so with open hearts. Keeping secrets from one another is not healthy and may not always have a happy ending. So before we dive into today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to join our community. Today's story might strike a chord for most people, but one to learn from. Let's hit right into it. Sarah was smart and hardworking and had big dreams of graduating with flying colors. She grew up with a very strict father. He was a man of few words, but his expectations were crystal clear. From a young age, she knew that her father expected nothing less than perfection, especially when it came to academics. Sarah admired her father and wanted to make him proud. But as the years went by, she realized her father's expectation weighed heavily on her shoulders. She feared disappointing him and dreaded the thought of failing to meet his standards. When she got into university, she felt the pressure more than ever. In her third year at the university, Sarah caught the attention of one of her lecturers, Professor Thompson. At first, she thought it was because she was doing well in her studies, but soon, things started to change. Professor T started to make inappropriate advances towards her, and she refused him. Twice when she went to submit her work, he approached her in a way that made her skin crawl, and she ran out of his office, her heart pounding with fear. He made her scared and uncomfortable. Professor Thompson started to pick on Sarah. His comments became harsh and hurtful. He would criticize Sarah's work in front of others and mark her down, trying to make her feel small and worthless. Sarah tried to ignore it, thinking he would soon move on to another student. But this was not to be. Sarah's friends noticed something was wrong. They could see the sadness in her eyes and the way she began to withdraw and distance herself. But when they asked her what was wrong, she just shrugged it off, afraid of what might happen if she spoke up. She kept this problem hidden from her father. She couldn't bring herself to admit that she was struggling, that she was anything less than perfect. She eventually opened up to her father when the weight of the problem started to affect her studies. She longed for his support and understanding without fear of judgment. But Sarah's father took the matter lightly. He thought she was carried away by youthful exuberance and said she was overreacting when she should be focusing more on her studies and not the professor's behavior. She was disappointed and had no one else to turn to. As time went by, her grades began to suffer. She couldn't sleep, neither could she eat. She felt she was drowning in a sea of fear and anxiety. She was not attending classes regularly anymore, and there was now a steady decline in her grades. To make matters worse, Sarah's friends graduated and moved on, leaving her behind. She felt lonelier than ever, like she was trapped in a nightmare with no way out. A new lecturer, Dr. Natel, joined the university. She noticed Sarah was having an extra year, and just out of curiosity, she wanted to know why a student who had a fantastic grades in her previous years suddenly started to decline to the point that she had an extra year. She reached out to her to offer support. Sarah was hesitant at first due to the fear of being let down again, but Dr. Natel was different. She listened to Sarah without judgment, offering her a safe space to open up about what she was going through. With Dr. Natel's encouragement, Sarah found the courage to speak up against Professor Thompson. Together, they gathered evidence and filed a formal complaint with the university. When the case went to the disciplinary panel, Sarah was terrified. She had to relive every moment, every humiliating encounter, but she knew it was worth it if it meant stopping Professor Thompson from hurting anyone else. Guys, what do you think? Like I mentioned earlier in this video, this story might resonate with a lot of people, And I'm looking forward to the comments. I would like to see, what people have to say about, this line of experience. Have you been in this before? Do you know someone else who's been in this kind of situation? And how were they able to manage it? But let's go on and see what Sarah was able to do, with the help of Dr. Natel. To her relief, other students came forward with similar experiences, corroborating her story and exposing Professor Thompson's pattern of abuse. In the end, he was dismissed from his position, but the battle wasn't over yet. Sarah still carried the scars of her ordeal, the trauma etched into her very being. With Dr. Natel's support, she sought therapy and attended rehabilitation classes to protect her mental health, slowly rebuilding the shattered pieces of her. As news of Professor Thompson's dismissal spread across the campus, the university acted. Through the Students' Union, they launched awareness campaigns on harassment and bullying and the importance of speaking up. They implemented new protocols for handling complaints and providing support to victims. Sarah emerged stronger than ever, a beacon of hope for others who are suffering in silence. She walked across the stage at graduation, her head held high, a symbol of resilience and triumph. But beneath the outward success, Sarah knew the true victory lay in breaking the silence, in reclaiming her voice and power. Questions for reflection. Have you ever witnessed or experienced harassment or bullying of any kind? How did it impact you or those around you? Do you believe universities should do more to prevent and address cases of bullying and harassment? What steps can individuals take to support victims of bullying and create a safer environment for everyone? Over to you, my viewers. What would you do if you found yourself in Sarah's shoes? Would you speak up? Or would you keep the problem to yourself? I'd like you to share your views in the comment section. Let's know what you think. Let's engage. And you never know, someone out there might be going through this right now and might be able to learn a thing or two from your comments. So till I see you in my next video, bye guys.